Good evening, everybody. This is Ryan Barton with Pro Mindset Academy, and I'm going to be broadcasting today from St. George, Utah. I am in the backyard of Nick Array, who is a former NFL player, played for the Miami Dolphins back in the 80s. He has since deceased and has passed away. But this is his backyard side yard here in Entrada, Utah, where his wife and his kids live now. So he's been a client and been working with him for a while until he passed away. Today we're going to be talking about the continual series that we have been for the last 3 weeks. If you have not heard the previous 10-minute tools, then I'm just going to do a quick recap and then we'll dive right in. We talked about the last 2 episodes, our feelings and our thoughts. And the episode before that, we talked about you have the right to your feelings, you have the right to your thoughts, and you have the right to your wants and the rights to your needs. And we're going to go on wants today. So let's just recap on the last 2, just so that you can catch up to speed. So just as a reminder, you have about 40,000 thoughts every single day. Most of those thoughts are uncontrollable. They just pop into your head, and that just happens. It's just what your brain does. Your feelings get attached to those thoughts, and that leads you to actions and results. But as we talked about our feelings last week, we talked about recognizing your feelings, naming your feelings, giving your feelings a name so that when they do come, you can recognize them a little bit easier and you can resonate with them by having them named. We talked about also embracing your feelings and experiencing them, whatever they might be, whether it's anger, fear, joy, happiness, jealousy, whatever it might be, sadness, just embracing it, creating a space for it and letting it go. So those are kind of the things that we talked about the last few weeks. Today, we want to talk about being able to capture what you want. So you have the right as an individual to fulfill and capture what you want. I was a swimmer in high school. And in order to fully illustrate the want issue, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I did in high school. I was a swimmer. I love the water. I still love the water. You'll find me at either a swimming pool, a lake, a water feature, anything dealing with water, mostly at least 2 or 3 times a week. So I love the water. And as in high school, I was a swimmer. And I was a sophomore and I was swimming on the varsity team. And so I was a really, really good swimmer. But the one thing that I wanted more than anything was I wanted to be able to turn better. When I approached the wall of the pool, I wanted to be able to flip, kick off, and get a good start on my next swim. And I never could do that. That was my biggest want. I knew that if I could hit that wall just perfectly, then I could cut at least a 1/4 of a second off of my time. And if I did that 6 times throughout my laps back and forth, then I would be cutting at least a second off of my overall time, which could put me ahead of the next bracket. So in order to achieve this, let me just do an illustration. So in order to achieve anything, or the way things happen in our lives, is first of all, we have a thought. That thought turns into a feeling. That feeling always turns into some kind of an action. Once that action is complete, then there's a result. Now that result is what you want. So in order to do this, we're going to turn the diagram, the illustration, whatever you want to call it, backwards. So if you have a piece of paper and a pencil, I want you to write this down. First thing I want you to write down is what you want. So I want you to write the word want / result. Okay, and then I want you to fill in there what you want. Okay, it might be to be able to stick a landing. Maybe it has to be better on the floor. Maybe it has to be a better blocker. Maybe it has to be able to throw better, catch better, bat better. Maybe you just want to be able to run the bases better. Maybe you want to be able to time your steps just right so that when you round second base, your foot lands right on it. All of these itty bitty little things are things that you want to do. And I'll give you a few minutes to do that. So my want as a swimmer, I wanted to be able to turn fast. Okay, you want to write down is you're going to have to happen in order for you to achieve that. For me, as a swimmer, I knew that I would have to get closer to the wall. Sounds really weird, but I was almost afraid of the wall. I was afraid of flipping and having the back of my heels hit the top of the wall. So I was afraid of getting too close. And if I did get too close, then I would curl up in a little teeny ball and I would make my flip and then I would miss my push off. So I had a lot of things going on in my head. I was afraid of the wall. I was afraid of getting hurt. And I was afraid I wasn't going to get a good push off. What did that all come down to? This whole thing. If I wanted to have better turns, then I needed to figure out how to get closer to the wall. Action that you take to achieve that result. Okay, if you're maybe you make sure that you're not taking too big of steps, or maybe you need to count your steps. Find something itty bitty, little teeny that you can work on that will make a big result. All right. So here I am. I'm in the swimming pool. I'm swimming. I'm doing a front stroke freestyle, and I'm coming across and I'm reaching the wall. I know that I need to flip, but I don't want to flip too early and I don't want to flip too late. How do I do that? So my result is I got to flip better. My action is I know I need to get closer to the wall. My feeling, okay, that's going to be the next one. So you got your result written down. You've got your action written down. How are you going to achieve that result? Now you got to connect it to a feeling. Okay, this is the way it works because we're going to do it backwards and then we're going to turn around and do it frontwards. So what is the feeling that you're feeling? That sounds weird. The feeling that you're feeling when you have when you're achieving your action or you're working towards your action. Okay, for me, it was patience. I had to have patience. I couldn't flip. And I did not make good. Cost me seconds ago. Me seconds. So my result was I wanted to have a better turn. My action was I needed. Your feeling is fear. Maybe your feeling is happiness. Maybe your feeling is believing in yourself. Maybe the feeling that you have is just courage. All of these different things, just capture the feeling and embrace it. So I knew that I had to have patience. So what did I do? I swam it over and over and over again and I practiced it. Wait, wait, wait. Myself that when I approach the wall, wait. Another tenth of a second is going to make the difference. Wait. Okay. And then the thought that is coming through is confident. That I too late, that I won't second or that over and over again. I gained a full second than you would think. It takes a lot of practice. If I could give you one sort of a 10-minute tool today, it would be to find the act thought, then you can think that, you can visualize yourself doing the action and gaining the result. Don't be afraid of it. Be confident in yourself so that you know you can achieve it. If you're coming off the balance beam, or you're coming off of any kind of a bad stroke, or maybe you have yourself, visualizing yourself do whatever result that you need, and then have the feeling, capture the feeling, recognize the feeling, and accept the feeling so that you can accomplish that want, that result. So just real quick, let's recap it in backwards. Capture your want. What do you want? Once you've done that, then you need to figure out the action that you're going to have to take. Fear, and the thought that you're having while you're trying to achieve that action, result, want. You can do that. Then moments of your a masterful athlete, one that is confident, one that is able to achieve everything that they've ever wanted to achieve. So I'm hoping that that makes sense to you. If any of you have any questions, you can reach out to me or any of the mental strength coaches at Again, thank you so much for attending and listening. This is Ryan with Pro Mindset Academy. Feel free to get onto ProMindsetAcademy.com and check out all of the other tools that we can offer you and your athletes.